Bienvenue à tous. Welcome to Reporters here on France 24. I'm Mark Owen. In this edition, we take you inside Kurdish Syria. Our reporters Romeo Longwa and Maisa Awad have been to QAMISHLI, and they've brought back a unique and exclusive insight. QAMISHLI is one of the main cities of the Syrian Kurdish region. Their YPG militia played a key role in the defeat of the Islamic State group. Well, our reporters gained access to the prison where jihadist fighters are now serving jail sentences and heard their words. QAMISHLI is part of the Syrian Kurdish region, which is disputed and increasingly unstable. With this uncertainty all around, life continues in QAMISHLI, and we have a look at how justice is handed down to Kurd, Syrian, Muslim and Christian alike.
We really had to push to be allowed to film. Kurdish fighters do not open their prison doors willingly.
You okay with being filmed? There's no problem? Very good.
The majority of these men are presented to us as Islamic State group jihadists, sentenced by a special tribunal set up by the autonomous Kurdish administration, a court not recognized by the Syrian government or the international community. Filming is strictly monitored. The prison authorities want to ensure no information about the prison layout is revealed. They say they are not afraid of the prisoners, but are concerned at the possibility of a raid on the prison. We were given 1 minute, timed to the second, to film a prison cell. We're told the prisoners are well looked after. They are monitored by a camera on the wall.
This one was with the Islamic State group.
We're allowed to ask just one question.
The prison guards have been treating us really well since we arrived. They are very kind. They are treating us extremely well, in a fraternal, humane way. They make sure that we have everything we need, medicine, food and drink.
The man talks as if he's reciting a text. However, foreign NGOs visiting the prison believe conditions are decent.
Good. You've got what you want. Don't ask for more.
We are taken to a less sensitive part of the prison. We only see what they want to show.
I was accused of belonging to the Islamic State group and sentenced to 8 years in jail. They tried to brainwash you. They talked to us about virgins, heaven. I had a beard before that and long hair. I was in a unit that made explosives. I had to collect metal and take it to the town of Mayadin. That was where they made bombs. My family is my life. I swear I only did all of this for financial reasons.
We are making them look good for visiting time.
I love my wife so much. Our wives used to dress up for us. Now we're making ourselves look good for them. I really want her to think I look magnificent.
Tomorrow is visiting day.
Yes, visiting day.
And it's the 14th as well.
It's Valentine's Day. I've made her a heart-shaped present, a necklace, and I've written her a love letter.
The accused are tried here at a secret location. An Islamic State group fighter called Juma, aged 22, is appearing in closed session. He has no defense lawyer and appears alone before 3 judges who remain anonymous to ensure their protection. There is a portrait of Abdullah Öcalan on the wall behind him. He's the founder of the Kurdistan Workers' Party, the PKK, and a hero for Syrian Kurds.
Were you part of the Islamic State group?
Yes, I was.
You were captured, so you expressed remorse. You had no choice but to give yourself up to Syrian Democratic Forces?
Yes, but I planned to give myself up long before that.
The accused says he regrets his acts. We were not really able to train defense lawyers for the accused because of the war. That is clearly lacking. However, Our laws and constitution recognize the right to a defense as sacred in northern Syria. It is just a matter of time before defense lawyers are working in this court. Who was your instructor?
Abu Ubaidah al-Ansari.
Where was he from?
From Maaden.
This is the end of a series of interrogations for Juma. He will learn his verdict in a week's time. Juma is being tried under a Kurdish authority law dating to 2014. The judge shows us draft legislation which should soon come into force. It sets more severe punishments and is more comprehensive.
It was difficult to make a ruling based on the old law. There was little to go on. It will be easier under the new law to decide more appropriate sentences.
Syria's Kurds hold dozens of French jihadists, and this is how they could be tried. Our request to see them was turned down. France, according to our sources, has asked the Syrian Kurds not to show them to the media. The French government is not in a hurry to repatriate. This is a sensitive dossier.
If they're afraid their human rights won't be respected, it would be more judicious to have official exchanges between the autonomous administration and the French government. They're French nationals, so the French government should come and get them. We'll willingly hand them over. It'll be a relief for everyone. This is a hassle for us.
The Kurds have carved out a fiefdom in northeastern Syria on the back of victories over jihadists. They have set up a local administration, a political system, and even civil courts. This is where laws voted by Rojava or Syrian Kurdistan are enacted. People come from across the region to seek justice.
I'm here because someone in KHALED bought sheep from me and never paid. I registered a complaint in October and have heard nothing since.
The appeal court is deluged with work.
We have drug trafficking cases, property and debt disputes, forged documents to deal with, building permits, cannabis use, inheritance problems. You can see we are working, and we have proof for all these cases.
It is possible to swear oath on the Bible or the Quran.
The law is civilian, not religious. We judge Muslims, Christians, Arabs and Kurds the same way.
But it is difficult to build a justice system in the middle of a war. That evening, a car bomb struck QAMISHLI, the Syrian Kurds' de facto capital.
So far, I've seen 4 martyrs killed with my own eyes. There may be more. That's all I can say. Stop filming.
The crime scene is being cordoned off. Investigators are on their way to begin work.
The Kurds do not have forensic experts. Investigators look for clues with their bare hands and without equipment. They take photos using their own phones at a tense crime scene.
To be honest, we need experts, equipment, a laboratory.
And there are no medical legal experts either.
Watch out! Don't walk on pieces of flesh. Look at that.
Red Crescent workers use rubbish bags to collect human remains. Despite the limited resources, intelligence officers tell us that same evening that they have identified a suspect. They say the attack was not by the Islamic State group, but by Turkey-backed Syrian rebel fighters. Most of these prisoners are Sunni Arabs. Many of their relatives live in camps for displaced people run by the Syrian Kurd administration.
Prisoners can have visitors once every 2 weeks, and they can call their families once a week. They have been imprisoned for very serious crimes, and yet they have these rights. It's important for their morale and for their families.
We meet up with Ahmed again. He's smartened up for Valentine's Day.
Where's my wife? That's not my wife.
Yes, we know.
His wife was not given permission to leave the camp. Instead, his aunt came to get news.
Okay. Give her a big hug from me. And don't tell her how sad this has made me. Tell her it's not a problem. Didn't she send money?
No, she hasn't got any.
I would really love to have given her this present.
Ahmed is doing all he can to be a model prisoner. He is hoping that will lead to a reduced sentence. Back at the anti-terrorist court, it is 1 week on, and Juma, the Islamic State group fighter who surrendered, is being sentenced.
Please rise. The People's Defense Court has decided the following. Firstly, the accused has been found guilty of fighting for the terrorist Islamic State group. Secondly, he's sentenced to 6 years in prison under paragraph 5, article 1. Thirdly, the sentence is reduced to 3 years for extenuating circumstances.
That is too long. It's really too long. I regret it so much.
You find that long? Do you know what sentence you would have had if you were being judged by the Syrian or Iraqi regime?
I would never have turned myself in to the Syrians or Iraqis.
A verdict has been reached. You will now be transferred to the central prison, where you will attend training courses, and after that, you can write requesting leniency. The prison, meanwhile, will report on you, and then we will review your case.
No appeal procedure is possible. However, because entire Arab communities aligned with the Islamic State organization, Kurds are also trying to maintain peace. Reductions in sentences are common based on prison reports like this one.
He observed discipline, he followed prison rules and workshops assiduously. He gained a great deal from that and rid himself of racist and destructive ideas.
Make this a little bigger.
Prisoners spend a part of their time painting car registration plates for the autonomous region. They listen to music, they can smoke. Things outlawed under the Islamic State group.
I was with Islamic State. I worked as part of the Islamic police. We imprisoned people who cut their hair, people who smoked as well. I fought against the Kurds. I worked at checkpoints. I deserve my sentence.
It is difficult to gauge the sincerity of those words, but Rezan believes these prisoners can change.
Many of them left here after they served their term in prison and rejoined Syrian Kurdistan institutions, military, security and civilian institutions. There are even some who fought alongside us and fell as martyrs.
The Kurds see their prisons as re-education camps. De-radicalization here involves swapping one set of beliefs for another. This workshop teaches former religious fanatics the value of living together.
This model demonstrates the Syrian Kurdistan philosophy. That is to say, the coexistence of religious and ethnic groups.
The prison authorities say there is no abuse that respects an order of Abdullah Öcalan, the Kurdish leader imprisoned in Turkey. His philosophy of libertarian socialist governance is gaining followers here, behind bars.
We didn't know anything about Abdullah Öcalan before coming here. I've read some of his writing. He talks about freedom.
The Syrian Kurds are proud of the justice system they have built up in just a few years, but realize that they are threatened by Turkey and the Syrian government, who seek control of Kurdish-held territory. They are calling more than ever for recognition by the international community.
Our report was by Maisa Awad and Romeo Longwa. You can see it again, of course, via our website, francevincat.com. This is Reporters on France 24. Stay with us.